Welcome all of you. Welcome everyone. Welcome to Sedona. Welcome to Royal Path Master Teachings. And so I wanted to begin by especially embracing you. Each of you that is spiritually sensitive. And so as I begin by speaking about what it means to be spiritually sensitive, which so often is a double-edged sword, if you will. On the one hand, it makes you very receptive to divine light, to your soul's intuition, to a higher plane of wisdom and existence altogether, which sometimes is not so easy to sustain, to integrate in the material world when we are surrounded with horrific realities, the fray of the mundane, global upheaval, and all the things that challenge us to truly be in the majesty of our divinity. And so certainly sitting in the majesty of the red rocks of Sedona is inspiring for eliciting the majesty of the enlightened state, would you not say? Yes, big yes. But the beauty and the perfection of your spiritual sensitivity, even though sometimes so very challenging, is the very thing that empowers you. It is that spiritual sensitivity that allows you to receive sacred knowledge and understand it, that allows you to receive divine light for awakening, that allows your DNA to receive this refined subtlety of stellar light that is blanketing our planet and causing all of the upheaval of the inner densities and the release, if you will, of all of the dross, the miasms, the samskaras, the wounds, the trauma that no longer serve you. Because the moment that you receive the teaching, the moment that you pass the test, that is the very test that your own soul has chosen for you in this lifetime as the proving truth for having passed the test, that teaching can be released. That lesson, that karmic wheel no longer serves, because the wisdom of the learning now lives within you. And so the blessing, the power of your spiritual sensitivity is something to be honored. And so for each of you that perhaps has had a little difficulty being so sensitive, witnessing the harshness of this world, let's take a moment of compassion. Embrace yourself. Feel your heart of hearts. Honor yourself. Honor what it means to be a spiritual sensitive. We were sensitive as children. As we grew into adulthood, our sensitivity followed us into our daily lives. A blessing as well as that proverbial double-edged sword, would you not say? And I see the tears welling up for some of you. I feel it, I sense it, I know it. But if you just let the tears come as to what it has meant to be a spiritual sensitive on this planet at this time of the greatest upheaval perhaps that the world has ever known. Feel that deep within your spiritual sensitivity is also the unmovable permanence of your God consciousness, the timeless existence that can never be affected, can never be changed by anything that comes and goes of a temporal nature. Nothing whatsoever can affect that spark of pure consciousness that lies within the very heart of your spiritual sensitivity. And so as you embrace yourself, and I invite you to close your eyes, as we begin today with an honoring of your spiritual sensitivity, its refinement, its subtlety of wisdom, of knowing, of love, and of light. Feel the divine transmission that I am offering each of you. Each of you. To open the golden doors of your spiritual sensitivity as never before. The part that has struggled, that has had difficulty, open those doors, dear ones. That's it. Open your spiritual sensitivity, your vulnerability, your innocence. And receive the direct activation of divine light to awaken your sensitivity to even more refined levels of receptivity. Breathe with it. And if we envision the red rocks of Sedona surrounding us as crystal peaks and towers and spirals surrounding the whole of the region, we are opening a divine corridor for the reception of divine light. And let the light pour in. and receive it. Divine light penetration. Piercing the veils. Awakening your DNA. Receiving healing for all of your traumas. And quickening for the divine power within you that shall sustain you throughout the full flowering of enlightenment. Your spiritual sensitivity is your greatest wealth. You merely must reach deeper within yourself for that spark of God consciousness that lies within the gift of your spiritual sensitivity. The gift, the miracle of it. And so letting go for a moment, for a lifetime, what you have felt to be the challenges of being a spiritual sensitive, to know that it is your refinement of spirit, and the reality that as a spiritual sensitive, you are also a destiny soul, because it is the spiritual sensitives that will go through the awakening of the divine DNA first. You are the front runners. You are the vanguards. You are the light beings and the emissaries of light itself. That as you surmount the challenges of worldly existence, it is your spiritual sensitivity, your most deeply held innocence and perfection of being, that will receive the awakening, the quickening, the permeation of divine light, to awaken the super-genius state of not just self-realization, beloveds, but of fully embodied super-genius. The enlightenment that is the true beginning of your mastery. Receive. Be in this incredible outpouring of divine light. Sitting in light. Surrounded by the red rock towers and spires. For this concentration of divine transmission. And feel it getting stronger. And just receiving the intensity with joy and welcoming. Penetration. Divine light activation. DNA. Awakening. Joy in the heart. For being a spiritual sensitive. For you are an emissary of light. Come to earth. To endure the unbearable nature of density. And yet to triumph in mukti, the liberation, the great merge of spirit and matter. Sit, meditate, deepen. We will be with the divine as the great masters are with us today. Absorb, immerse, enlighten.